Hey guys, this is Mark, the Silver Money Dude. You're looking at an image of one of Jacques Fresco's designs for what the houses in the future um, will look like. But more importantly, it's not about the design. It's more so about what a resource-based economy can offer us as human beings, what it can provide for us, and what it can allow us to do to make use of our time if we're not using our time to work on a job to serve the interests of corporations, businesses, and government, which is the way that our current system is set up. So I want to play a clip from um, a radio show called V Radio, where Jacques Fresco and Roxanne Meadows, which are the two main players within the Venus Project, were asked some questions by the audience and also by um, the the gentleman that hosts the V Radio station. Let me just play the clip and then I'll come back and we'll talk about what Jock goes into. Hang on.
Let me see. Is Josh certain that in order to begin the transition toward an RBE, we would need massive funding and over a quarter of the world's governments on board before we can ever hope to achieve anything remotely similar to an RBE?
Well, we would have to be sponsored. We have no way of raising funds to build a new city. And if we did build a new city, I would build it anywhere. Africa, Germany, France, England, wherever they wanted to build this new city. And the experimental city would help us determine the range of our resources and what is available and what we can accomplish. I would build it anywhere. Latin America, any place. It doesn't make any difference what kind of government, as long as they want to build the experimental city. But if you don't raise funds to do it, I can assure you nothing will happen. We live in a monetary system. There's no way to build the first city or do a motion picture on the future of society and how to attain it without a motion picture. So we do need contributions and support. You know, sometimes people call me and say, Jock, when you get that new city built, let me know. I'm coming down to live there. You have to work at it. Don't put it on our backs. We need your support. If you do nothing, I can assure you nothing will happen.
Okay, guys, stay with me. He's going to go a little bit further into what he was just talking about. Hang on.
Now, is there no way that a city can begin completely isolated on its own without major cooperation from the majority of the Earth's population?
How are we going to pay for it? How are we going to buy the concrete and the land? People have to donate either land, materials, finances to do that. And if they do nothing, nothing will happen. They all put it on us. When are you going to build that new city? When are you going to do this? You know, we don't have funds for that. We've been paying for all our own equipment for over 30 years here in Venus. Nobody sponsored us. And if you don't sponsor us, nothing will happen. So we need your support. We'll do the work. We're not asking you to work, volunteer, but if you can, we can use your services.
That's very true. And I guess I think what they're asking, though, is what if we actually had the money to build one city? Could that happen if the rest of the world wasn't on board?
Yes, it could happen.
Okay, that was excellent. Jock and Roxanne and the interviewer, they did an excellent job of communicating what the questions were from the audience and then answering what the questions were. Basically, the reason that I played that is because, you know, the title of this video, I think, is going to be, what are you doing to change the world? What are you doing to change the world? Now, the Silver Money Takeover, okay, is a means. The Venus Project is something that I am highly impressed with. When you go and you look into what they've accomplished so far, your mind will just be blown away, because it's like when they talk about building the experimental city and the resource-based economy, he already has a blueprint for the way that not only the city can be built, infrastructure, energy, housing, food, water, goods and services, libraries, education. I mean, the actual contents of what a city is. He didn't miss a beat. And I'm not praising Jock Fresco, okay? What I'm doing is commending the work that he has done for the last, I don't even know how many years. I know that he's about 97 or 98 years old right now. And what he's done thus far is just incredible. It really is. And, he has a team of people now that work with him that are computerizing. And, I don't know if you were listening close enough, but he mentioned that they're going to be making a motion picture, a movie, to show what the potential of a resource-based economy is. Now, I'm trying to explain to you guys the way that the silver money takeover ties into us ultimately developing a resource-based economy on this planet. Okay? My hope is that it starts in America, with America being the epicenter for the way that culture and trends and things that start anew. America is kind of representative of those ideas, where new things, new inventions, new innovative things, where it comes from. Okay, whether it's the case or not. But my hope is that we can use what we have available to us as individuals. We're operating in a monetary system. Why not take money that we're using to spend on nonsense, money that we're using to support this monetary system that keeps everything out of balance and creates rich and poor and creates all of the conditions that we're complaining about, all of the conditions that we don't want? Let's take that same monetary system and use money that we use every day to accumulate a resource that will allow us to have a voice that is large enough to be heard on a political level. And I'm not talking about us going into politics. I'm talking about us presenting the resource-based economy to politicians when the time comes. Because politics does not work. It's not effective for fixing the problems that are caused as a result of the monetary system. If it did, we wouldn't have the problems. Okay? If socialism worked, again, we wouldn't have the problems. We have all of the same problems still. How many years now has it been since we've had this monetary system? About 100 years? The Fed was invented in what, 1913? The same year that the Internal Revenue Service was created? It's no coincidence. They created taxes to tie into the system to keep the system going, so that the people that are participating in the monetary system, us, we're fueling the monetary system through our taxes, because they knew beforehand that they were going to do deficit spending. They knew that they were going to build this debt-based system where they had unlimited purchasing power for themselves, not for us. They're taking purchasing power away from the economy and away from you and I, the regular ordinary people that work, that have to work to obtain that money that they use so easily to divert into wherever they want that money to go. You see, that's where the control factor comes in. The whole system is being controlled by a very small group of people. So why not get rid of that system? And this is how we do it. Silver money takeover is very specific. It's just simple mathematics. This is using $25 a month, right? 83 million Americans. That number represents the amount of available supply that is available based on an average price around 20 something dollars per ounce for silver. That's all that is. It's just simple math. That's where I got that 83 million from. Now we know that 315 million Americans are in this country, at least from what we, can get an idea from the census. So we'll just go with it. 315 million Americans, 83 of the 315, that's about a fourth. So it only takes a fourth of us participating in this silver money takeover to absorb the entire supply of silver. Silver, which is a resource that the entire world needs. Are you guys following me? So look at what the results of that could be. You personally join the takeover. You get yourself a monthly purchase plan, get your hands on silver. We have a New York City street movement. If you live in New York City, sign up for a monthly purchase plan. We're going to start doing meetups. We're going to do, things as far as live presentations. We're going to be playing videos. We're going to be really going hard in the New York City area, and hopefully we'll spread it nationwide, depending on how large it gets and how much help we get. But we're focused on New York City because that's where we're from. Point blank, period. So the concept is simple. We buy silver same day each month. Ultimately, we're going to get all the available supply. That's the intention, to create enough demand that we could absorb the supply if we want to. Stay with me. We will never, never, never sell the silver. This is not get rich quick. That's exactly why we call it get rich slow. This is about us enriching the entire population of the planet ultimately through this concept. Okay? It's not about us just becoming rich in this system. All right? That's not what this means. We all become very rich. It doesn't mean that we're going to be rich in this system. It means that we're going to create something that will allow every person to enjoy the abundance and the riches that are provided from our planet by managing resources through a resource-based economy. That is what Silver Money Takeover is doing. And I hope that you guys follow. So let's go into it even further. We take control of the price of silver. Absolutely. Ultimately, supply and demand will kick in, and you will definitely have the price of silver reflecting what its true value is in this economy. But it doesn't even make a difference. I'm glad that the price of silver is low. You know why? It gives you and I an opportunity to start stacking it with as little as 25 bucks a month through our membership. Are you guys connecting the dots now? This is something that we can do right now. Not in the future, today. Get yourself a monthly purchase plan. Start stacking. That's why you always hear me say the same thing. If you notice in these videos, my message is always consistent. Keep stacking. Start stacking. Stack. Stack, 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 stack. Because there's a purpose behind the stacking. We want to take over the market physically because silver is the most valuable resource that we have as far as use. It's actually used second only to oil. And we're using oil because of profits. We're not using oil because there's nothing else that we can use. We have geothermal energy that can be used to supply energy to the entire planet. So we have no shortage of resources. Stay with me. This is why we're doing silver. Less than 1% of the U.S. population owns any silver at all. We got the potential to do this, people. Silver is in every one of these things that you see over here. It's running out in terms of availability for mining because the return on energy investment is becoming so low that it takes so much energy to go into finding these metals. Silver is a byproduct of other metals that they're mining for, like copper, zinc, and gold. There are very few actual silver mines. I hope you guys are following me. You definitely need to subscribe to this channel and look at all the videos. Go back and start looking at the videos and just keep track of the information. The information that I'm giving on here is incredible. It really is. And that's not to toot my own horn, but it's just to keep track of what I'm able to cover in a short 15-minute period on a video. So that's what the Silver Money Takeover is about. How many ounces do you have? You need to start stacking if you're not stacking already. Get yourself a monthly purchase plan. Facebook.com/GetRichSlow. YouTube.com/SilverMoney2013. This is what we're doing. We want to buy it all. You ready to join and start with 25 bucks a month? We want it all. The world needs silver. How many ounces do you have? Silver Money Dude signing off. Thank you. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Peace.